What's he thinking? Is this like finally I get to be the sadistic that I joined the force in order to be?
Most men are violent. Most men are afraid to admit it. Or maybe they're ashamed to admit it. If circumstances were such where it was either me or the other guy out there on the street in a confrontation as officer to, let's say, perpetrator, something like that, he'd have to go.
So now Section 19 essentially revolves around that if a Garda has a belief that an electronic device in your possession may have been used to record a crime as it was being committed, well, then the guard in question can confiscate.
On the spot.
On the spot.
Wow.
And so we'll have a look at the clip. So the guard just...
Wowee. Yeah. I had no idea. This is fucked, man.
Yeah, so the guard... And again, like I don't know if there's any real legal tests on this so far, because I'm not sure when that came into the Public Order Act. Obviously, it's been fairly recently because, you know, we haven't had historically mobile recording devices in our pockets for a very long time. And the government is paranoid. You know, they don't want us talking online. They don't want us recording their fucking henchmen. They don't want us recording them. They just want us to go back to 30 years ago where nobody really spoke to anybody outside of the pub. You got your information from RTE, the Irish Times, the Herald, whatever newspaper, and that was it.
I don't need your services now if you don't mind. What's this? What's this?
Garda here investigating a criminal damage act.
You're alive.
Official patrol vehicle. Yesterday evening,
yes.
Full offence.
Yeah.
It is believed that your electronic devices contain evidence pertinent to that investigation, so it's now being seized under Section 7.
Look at this, guys. Look at this. You're live.
Now, if you fail
You're
to
live.
comply with
Can I get your number?
Yeah, it's Lima 63. Tony O'Connell, Ballyfermot Guard Station. If you fail to comply with my order, you will be arrested for an offence.
Do you need to get a warrant for that?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Section 19, the Criminal Justice Public Order Act, you will be arrested unless you surrender that device now.
I'll be arrested if I think.
You'll be arrested for.
Can I ring my solicitor?
You can ring. If you fail to comply with the direction, you'll be arrested and you can make a phone call from the station.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's now being seized. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, so his phone was seized. This is the follow-up video. So that happened, I think it was last week, some stage. Okay. So he took his phone. He could have, if he'd resisted, well then it's off to the cells with him. He'll be arrested because, and then he spend 8 to 12 hours in the cell, then get hassled by them, possibly get the shit beaten out of him. So in that situation, I would hand over my phone because I don't want to spend 12 hours in a fucking cell that the system's rigged against you, and then you have to go to court anyway. You're not getting your phone back, so just hand them the fucking phone. It's a humiliation that you have to do that. It's disgusting, really. That it's a police state. There's no two ways about it.
There should be more than one fucking Dwyer. And I know that there's a lot of guys out there, on the ground doing great work. We saw a lot of their great work last Saturday, but this needs to be fucking tested. If they have to throw multiple Dwyers into the fucking cells and drag them into court, then it becomes a topic of conversation in the country. This poor guy who they have it out for him. Yeah, he can't do that on his own. No. He'll just go to jail, then get arraigned, and then brought back into fucking court, fucking 4 minutes, for 4 hours, fucking months later. My fucking brain is broken. With all that time, with the sort of Damocles over his head, and then that achieves nothing,
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I don't want to call it a move. Well, I will call it a movement. The movement at large, it needs a serious injection of money into it and support because there's none there. there's no legal representation. Nobody outside of the small core of people and their supporters in, mostly working class and underclass areas really give a fuck. None of the professional class gets behind any of this because it's still, I think, too taboo.
Yeah.
And a perfect example was that going all the way back to Newtown, Mount Kennedy, Coolock, other events. Guards beating the shit out of people, like
Mm.
willy nilly, pepper spraying old ladies at
Mm.
like less than a foot from their face. Not a peep. No, the Irish Civil Liberties Union or whatever the fuck it's called. Not a peep, not a
Yeah.
murmur, and no questions. Like, okay, well, here we'll take a case with you pro bono. Nothing for any of it. Then I think 2-3 weeks ago, could be a month ago, maybe longer. There's that protest at the docks, Antifa and an assortment of leftists, where they tried to block the port in support of Palestine. Public order unit was called in. Again, they deployed pepper spray, a couple of smacks of a baton. Every NGO was on the case immediately. They had legal observers on the scene. Took a case to the court. Again, to say that the guards didn't follow their own procedure, that they were in violation of human rights abuses, and it just shows the hypocrisy of those organisations. Like,
Well, look,
if they receive, sorry, I'll let you come back in now. If they receive public money, well, then they should be there for everybody. We know they're not. There's obviously something to be learned from that. Like, that's the kind of level of support that is needed, but it's not fucking there. And because a lot of it is state funded, it's disgusting. And we're essentially on our own. Sorry, come in there.
All right. As you mentioned, public money, right? That we need to fucking get it into our heads what situation we are actually in here, right? So yeah, this NGO fucking raises the flag, like a fucking linesman in a fucking rugby match, and says no, that was out of bounds. This is what governmental organizations do to each other occasionally. They say, no, actually, you can't do that way. You have to do it this way. This is the system. This is our enemy. There's not going to be any kind of leeway with these people whatsoever. And a lot of these situations is fucking set up and staged to give legitimacy to the process. I think we've done a good job here on the show many times when we see when we present certain fucking snafus, certain controversies, whatever, that go on within the government, within the broader country, and there's some fucking action is taken to set this right. It's theater to lend legitimacy to the overall system. It's not in our benefit whatsoever.
So somebody recognised the cop in question and sent Philip this video. I think this is maybe from a year or two ago. So right. we'll have a little look. Philip, I don't even know if we can hear him in this video because I had to lower it down. But you mentioned to me, seems very depressed, not himself, kind of low energy, which is understandable, How could you not get depressed?
I don't know if that's how he always was, because he was never like, hey, the guy kind of guy, which, is fine. He's Irish. But, I didn't know he was this slow and kind of sad.
Yeah, maybe it's just, or maybe he's just not used to monologuing.
Maybe
like this.
maybe
He's more kind of out in the field,
or maybe he's like me, and the fucking the world is kind of beating him down into a pulp. And,
could be that.
Like, yeah, I mean, like what I do is I get into a hypnotic trance when I sit in this chair and get the microphone in front of me, and I fucking load myself up with caffeine, and I'm a new person. Like,
look how sad he looks. Okay. His lip is out. And...
Yeah. I mean, like, look, I think you've kind of scrunched that vertically, right? That
Yeah.
or is that how? Okay. Yeah, I think you know, he looks fatter. You know.
All right. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just being mean. Like, just be thankful we're not on the fucking left. Like, we can have a field day. Right. So yeah. So this pig vomit comes in here. It just sprays the guy. There's no need to spray him. Like, this is,
There's no conversation happening at
yeah,
all.
it's completely against their policy and procedure and common sense. Like, they're supposed to try and, first of all, verbally restrain him, like get him to, like
Yeah.
lay on the ground, put your hands behind your back. And if
Yeah.
that doesn't happen, they use, physical force. They try to manhandle him to the ground, then followed by pepper spraying. And then if he still persists, well, then they have use of the baton. They can only hit him in the arms and legs, and then only in extreme circumstances are they allowed to strike the neck or the head. Like, so that would be a case of if a guy has a knife and he's lunging at you, or he has a gun, and that's the procedure. So we watch it in real time. It's a pity we don't have what proceeded beforehand, because maybe there is something beyond that.
Yeah,
But,
maybe he doesn't work there. Maybe he's just behind.
I doubt he does. Like, he's obviously causing some sort of fucking trouble. But still, it can't be a case of, okay, there's somebody in a store here. Let me just pepper spray him, and then we'll see what transpires anyway.
This is an incident which occurred at a Circle K.
So there we go.
in
Pepper
Dublin
sprayed.
2 years ago.
Incapacitated.
This young man here is doing something he shouldn't be doing. As you can see, he's been pepper sprayed in the face. He's covering his face. He's cowering back against the wall. Garda casually comes up to him
Fuck,
with
I
a
forgot
baton.
to play the lotto.
You're so easily distracted. Some poor cunt is being, sprayed in the face and beaten with a fucking large wooden stick. I was like, oh, shit! Forgot to do the lotto. How much was it this week anyway? Like,
I don't know. I just got fucking desperate when the fucking government took my car, so I thought I'd play it.
all right. Did you do the same numbers every week?
Yeah,
yeah. Couldn't do that.
channeled by a psychic medium who spoke to my grandfather.
All right. And will you check, even though you haven't done it and you know that you choose the same numbers all the time, will you check in on the result? Or
I am a one that goes to the website and myself checks the fucking numbers.
See, that would kill me. Like, so what happens now if you missed the lotto? You've always done the same numbers. Then you check it and it's your numbers, and it's like, God, that would fucking kill me. Like, I found an old lotto ticket the other day. Like, and I was like, I couldn't check it. Like, I'd rather because it's past. I think it's 30 days you have to claim it.
Oh,
and this ticket was it could be 30 days or 90 days. It's something small. I thought it was like a fucking year or 6 months or something.
Maybe if they've been the higher tier prizes, surely.
Yeah, I that's what it said on the back. Like, so, but it was an old lotto ticket. But I couldn't check it. Like, I just fucked. I ripped it up and threw it in the bin, because I'd rather. I couldn't.
You prefer not to know.
Yeah, I'd hate myself. Like, yeah, the real tragedy here, the lotto, forgetting to do the lotto. Like, yes, okay, sprayed in the face, pepper sprayed in the face, now getting smacked with a baton. And hard smacks. Look at that. 2 down, he's down. Pepper sprayed again.
Jesus, man. Like, he's not resisting.
No, oh, look at that. That's the back of the fucking head, like, or on the
neck. Or the back, because he's probably cowered over. That's not good.
No, that's like
Mr. Obvious here. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, they can kill the fucking guy. Like, blows to the back of the head, the neck, the spine.
Those things are designed to fucking hurt.
Totally.
Yeah. So that's got to be like 6 or 7 full force smacks with a baton, pepper sprayed twice. No need for any of it. Like, all he had to, the guy was already, even with the first, we can say, okay, whatever happened prior to that, it could have been something. One hit of the pepper spray. All you had to do was walk around. The guy's hands were on his face. obviously in fucking, serious amount of pain. He just needs to take him off his feet, put him on the ground, handcuff him, and then sit him up. But no, it's like pepper spray, smack of a baton. He goes down with the smack of a baton, then comes in for fucking seconds and thirds.
Call for, in my opinion.
And now he's screaming at him. Look.
Screaming at him.
Yeah.
It was so like what? Yeah, fair enough. We don't know what happened before this, but it is outside of procedure. So, let's just assume for now, because we don't know anything, because we're not told anything. He just fucking responded to a call and that was literally it. He just pepper sprayed this cunt right out of the gate. What kind of mentality is this? Like, what's he thinking? Is this like, finally I get to be the sadistic cunt that I joined the force in order to be?
Most men are violent. Most men are afraid to admit it. Or maybe they're ashamed to admit it. But most men are violent. Most of our lives are based around violence. We try to repress that same violence a great deal. We say that we're civilized. But we look around at some of the things that men do. We have to realize that we're not civilized at all. I do possess the capacity for extreme violence, for instance. If circumstances were such where it was either me or the other guy out there on the street in a confrontation as officer to, let's say, perpetrator, something like that, he'd have to go.
If you hear a shot fired, you are being shot at. Down in the crouch. Down in the crouch, fellas. Look up for the perpetrator. Don't lose your perpetrator, gentlemen. There he is. Shoot me.
Yeah, I think this is this guy's everyday behavior while nobody's looking at him. So we don't know what the call is. The call is like there's this guy. He's assaulted somebody. It doesn't matter really what it is, because if these guys are to be professional, they have a procedure to follow. The Garda's procedures themselves, section 17 of their mission statement. Use of an incapacitating spray is one of a number of tactical options available to Gardaí when faced with violence or the threat of violence, and is reasonable to believe that such violence or threat of violence may result in injury to themselves or others, including self-harm by an individual. We didn't see any of that from this video. Like you said, maybe there's further evidence he had a knife in his hand. But even then,
if I may be the literal devil's advocate here, right? I say I'm his solicitor. Of course I wouldn't make this argument in court because all facts would be known anyway. Maybe because the guy is behind a counter, which is like 5 foot. The Garda going into that situation doesn't know whether the suspect has a firearm or anything like that, who he could actually do something. Wait, hang on. Then why did he go behind the counter and pepper spray him again, beat the shit out of him?
Yeah,
okay. No, you know what? Okay, sorry, Your Honor. May I recuse myself from this case? This guy is a scumbag.
Then a member of Garda Síochána will be deemed to have used incapacitating spray when it is discharged, including an unintentional discharge. And we all know unintentional discharges can be very embarrassing, especially for a young man of a certain age. I do apologize. I'm young. It's my first time.
Oh, yeah. My first time around, it was fucking instant. It was soul destroying.
Yeah. If I had been aware of that language, I would have said that at the time. Like, do I beg your forgiveness for an unintentional discharge? But the law states it does actually count. And now I have to go and account for myself. Incapacitating spray must be used to deter. Must? No, may. Jesus Christ. There's a big difference in law between may and must. Incapacitating spray may be used to deter attacking animals where members reasonably believe they or others are in danger of being injured. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, all animals, not just us people, but our doggy friends as well.
Actually, now that makes me think, right? Because I was thinking, wow, pepper spray a dog? Like, that's weird. How about, like, a trank dart? So this is what we do. We take away the pepper spray from the
Uh-huh.
Gardaí and give them tranquilizer guns.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just, if you have a problem with someone, and
Yeah,
then, deal with them later. They can't resist because they're out cold.
yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't trust them with a fucking a rubber ball, let alone a tranquilizer gun. They'd be tranquilizing people like eye injuries and people losing eyes and eight. Why is there 800 tranquilizer darts at the body? Um, no, I wouldn't trust them. Or maybe that's what it was. Maybe he's seen a rabbit in the store or something, and he was trying to subdue the fluffy bunny. Rabies might be his defense. The rabbit had rabies. I didn't know that man was in the way of the rabbit. Any use of incapacitating spray must be lawful in all the circumstances. The decision to use incapacitating spray is an individual one for which the member will be accountable. But as we know, not really accountable. It's just like, well, I think you need to be retrained on the use of pepper spray. And if you could, well, you don't have to apologize directly, but we will apologize on your behalf if we have to, if a judge orders it. But yeah, it's normally a case of like, okay, well, here's a little letter to say sorry, and we won't do it again. It's very hard to get them to admit liability for anything at all. Where Garda personnel are deployed together in numbers, there were 2 guards in this video, I believe, incapacitating spray should not be drawn or used except on the express orders of the supervisor / member in charge. So we don't know the hierarchy there.
Yeah.
Members should not rely on incapacitating spray to the exclusion of other tactical options. No incapacitant is universally effective, and there may be individuals on whom it may only be partially effective or on whom it may not be effective at all. Members of An Garda Síochána should avoid extended or repeated uses of incapacitant spray if it is ineffective. Okay, it doesn't say if it's effective, only if it's ineffective. Don't waste it. It's expensive shit. But if it's working, keep going. Then we can put in more in the budget next year because it works so well. And in such circumstances, should be prepared to utilize other options. Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
Now there's a little bit more because
All right.
not only do you have to worry about somebody as you're pepper spraying them, but also what can happen because of the pepper spray. So we've the mind about excited delirium syndrome. Positional asphyxia. It's far more interesting. Due regard should be given to the restraint and positioning of the subject so as not to compromise their ability to breathe. Yeah, that's quite
Oh,
cool.
wow. So that guy fucked up
Oh,
big time.
Big fucking time. This guy could have asphyxiated.
Killed him.
Yeah, he could have David Carradine him.
Oh, Jesus.
When a subject is placed in a position that prevents or impedes their breathing and they cannot escape that position, then death can occur very rapidly.
Ooh.
Very
Wow.
rapidly. So it's not just, a little bit of eye irritant. It's 2 full fucking blasts in the face, smacked with a baton, and then placed on the ground. And I can imagine he was probably just dumped into the back of a Garda car. Now, there's more about basically decontamination.